doesn't show, but the pain still grows. It's still stranger than you and me. I can feel it coming in the night. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh no, well, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh no, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh no, well, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh no. I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord.
Give me 1 second. Excuse me. I was going to cancel, but I do this all the time when I go live. Sorry. I reschedule, and I didn't want to do that, so I'm just going to, I think I'm going to play some misinformation clips that I haven't made videos out of because I think some things are interesting. Maybe I'll go over what I was originally going to go over. I'll talk about it, but there's just so much to it, and I've been going over everything that I have the past few days, trying to shorten it, like the one particular live that I clipped. It's over 7 hours long, and I just took the main information from it and ended up with an hour clip. We'll see. Let me get my head straight here on what I'm looking at. How is everybody? Thank you for being here. What did I title this bullshit? The bike, Fred's Let's Talk. I said that because the bike story, Fred Hill's bike story, is something that I made videos on numerous times on his timeline. And, last year, people reached out to me that wanted to be helpful. And we spoke for a while. And of course, being who they were, I thought, well, this is the perfect people to ask questions about the 15th and, get some truth out of it. And what it's become today, I can't say that. Okay, so I was talking to Miss Glenda Head and Steve Miller. For the most part, I talked to Steve because Glenda was sick. I believe she still is sick. And I didn't want to stress her out, ask her any questions. I just, he's younger. Steve, in my head, knows more about what goes on in Fred's world because he was a customer of his. It's not a secret, it's been spoke about. Ryan Finds Truth has interviewed both of them. So I asked Steve to ask Brandon Clark, which I'm not going to assume you got anybody who's listening to me right now. I guess I need to not assume that you know what I know or have seen what I've seen. That's the issue. I always feel like you guys are watching what I'm watching, and I have to remember that's probably not true. So Brandon Clark did a video with JLR. Man, it's probably been a good 2 or more years ago now that video came out. He took him on a walk behind his house on Light Hollow Road, and then to me it looked like they went down Thompson's Trail actually, and then they ended up on Ben Hill, and they walked down Ben Hill, back up Beach Creek, and then back down or they got a ride. Someone picked him up in a truck, took him down the road, and then they walked back home to the other end of Light Holler. And the only thing I heard Brandon say anything about Fred in that video was that they had, I should have made that a note. Maybe I'll find it. Hold on. It wasn't anything negative. He didn't say anything negative about Fred. It was, like, he didn't think Fred had anything to do with anything. If anything, he probably knew a whole lot. And, but pretty much, Fred might be on the wacky side. And I probably just totally annihilated what he said. So am I making any sense whatsoever? I am tired. I am. I'll tell the facts. What's hard about it is this. I don't want to involve locals' names, because I think that's been done enough. And if I'm going to say something about somebody doing it, then I shouldn't do it myself. So there's a weird line there that, excuse me, let me get something to drink. There's a weird line, like, the calling the pot black kettle kind of thing. So me and Steve talked a lot, and I asked him to ask Brandon, did Fred haul his bike the 15th of June, the day that Summer Wells disappeared? And at first he answered that Brandon had told him no. And I didn't say anything. I didn't make any videos on it. I thought, man, so Fred's lying about his timeline. And at that time, me and Fred's sister, Ellie, she goes by Ellie on here. I'm sure a lot of you know who she is. She's been interviewed by Six Up and Ryan. I told her about it, and I may have even have mentioned it in a group chat. I used to talk to TP and Six quite a bit there for a while. I'm pretty sure I told them to. So I continued to talk to Steve about different things, and I asked him again about the bike, if Fred hogged Brandon's bike the 15th. And then the answers started turning into, Steve talking about Brandon, he's so messed up, he don't know his days, he's confused. So kind of rewind back to, I'm going to go with August, because that's when I started noticing things change in the way things were talked about on Six Up's channel, and the things that were being talked about, and the new people that were kind of coming into the channel. And it just really struck me funny that, and it still does today, that Fred Hill's sister speaks of her brother the way that she does, and comments the things that she does. It really does baffle me, because I know how much I love and admire my brother, and I would never in 1,000 years ever, it doesn't matter what my brother did, I would never talk about him in that way. So I guess it is different for different people, but that's what I'm saying. I don't understand how Fred's sister can be on this platform, and she's been on this platform for quite a while. The first time I noticed her was around the time he went to jail in the polygraph, and she went by a different name back then. She went by 2 other names. The good sister, something like that. I've got it clipped. So I kind of lost my place where I was going with that. So back in August, yeah, that's when kind of I noticed that Six Up had went to Tennessee, right? And then she had come back, and she showed her footage of what she took when she was down there. And another, I don't know what the word I'm going to use on this one is, she was on Fred's property. And with her having a past with Fred's now wife, Ziggy, they've got a past of their own. The only thing I know about it and heard of it is Ziggy had a car window broke out, and she blamed Six for it. She tried to get a protection order on it. Never happened. And they've been feuding back and forth since. And, so they have their little thing. But they both include Summer. Six, not so much, but she has. And that's where the issue came in for me when I backed off November. Lots of things changed for me in November. Ziggy has done some pretty shitty things to me, has said some pretty shitty things about me. And of course, Summer. But that doesn't make me feel the need to make content about her, or I don't know. It's a fucking mess, is really all it is. So this bike story, no, what I was telling you was she brought this content here. Got it. She shared the content when she went to Tennessee, and this is supposedly when she met Karen and Nana, and she went to Light Hollow Road and she met Glenda and Brandon, Marvin Simpson. Well, she said she talked to Marvin Simpson, and a few lives later, she said she did not speak to Marvin Simpson. Those things like that is what I have an issue with when someone asks you a specific question and then you change your answer. And I have a problem with all of it. Just give me a second. I'm gonna go to my handy dandy playlist. If I was to play everything I've clipped, we would be here for hours. That's my issue. I don't know how to narrow it down. I mean, I could tell you the story, I could talk about it all damn day. But that, I've always said, I'll show receipts and to back me up. And I think that's what I should continue to do. I don't expect you to take my word for anything. And I know a lot of you are confused. I know a lot of you don't support me anymore because I have backed away from certain creators, which is fine. But I think if you are here for truth, whether it be about Cotton Simpson, whether it be Summer Wells, or anything, that's what you should support. You should support the truth. It doesn't matter who it is. If your favorite creator is lying or, I don't know, say grifting, why would you want to continue to listen to their content? That one gets me. You can't be that bored, Oh, and I'm so sorry for yawning in your ear. I apologize. I'm looking for this particular video. I've got lots of particular videos. And then I'll finish about the bike story. We'll get there. We will get there. Here it is. Okay, it is. I've got two of them. Here's a short one. We'll see. No, that one. Okay, this one. This one in particular, I'm not going to play a lot of it because it's what she shared when Six went to Tennessee. This is what she shared, and it's her content. It was from August 27th, 2025, and she titled it "Beyond the Exploitation: Visiting Ben Hill Road, my experience where Summer Wells disappeared. And I believe, no, it might have been a different one. She did a fundraiser on one of these things, which, just because I think I have a bleeding heart, and that's my problem. Just because I disagree with people like Six Up or Ziggy, I don't feel that I need to bash them or, run them into the ground, call them names. It's not going to change anything. I mean, yeah, sure. Shit pisses me off. But I just have a hard time running someone else, even Fred. Isn't that wild? I think Fred has done so many crazy things, and Ziggy, and other people, but I just don't. I guess I have to be in the mood. Good Lord. Let me skip through this. Oh, wait, I gotta hit share. I know you guys are probably gonna think I'm off my rocker today, but that's quite fine. This is. Let's see. Quite okay. There we go.
None of it. I mean, of course, none of it's the truth. None of it. Oh man, I got to see famous Pump
sound issues.
I sure did. Hold on, I pulled out that little picture up for you.
I know if you can't hear it, or if I can't hear it, you can't hear it. So I don't know what's happening with this.
We got to see some things that I didn't even know. I didn't even know about a certain property that people had been trying to gain access to. We were right up on it.
Good Lord. It's turned all the way up. Sharing. Here, that's it. That's it. Somebody give me a hint on why the sound isn't playing. My mic is on. When I go to the video, it's not muted. It's playing.
Were. And that's what Nana, that's one of the things that Nana, Nana doesn't want me to, I looked right at Nana and said, Nana, I love you.
So what's the issue?
And I am not going to exploit you.
I'm going to try a different video.
What all's supposed to be here? What all here?
Still the same thing.
See, that's one of Dad's air tanks.
Wow.
I remember him having a green one.
See all that metal laying there?
Well, hell, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? They both need to be in jail. Who needs to be in jail? What are you talking about? Did I miss something? I don't know why it won't play. I don't play favorites, Sweet Pea. I don't see a reason in it. I don't have to, okay. I've only been around this place since, November of 21. Hold on. It's always been the same. You've got like these main creators that has covered Summer Wells, and a lot of them have interviewed suspects, person of interest. Some have got interviews with neighbors and Donna Candace. Hell, I didn't even know Queen Bee. Didn't she interview Grandma? I didn't know that for a long time. That's kind of crazy. That's where she started. Or maybe she could have started somewhere else. I don't know about this song. So, all right. So the bike. Let's just get to the bike. This bike story. Fred's timeline. He has said it probably 7 times now. I've clipped every one. In the beginning, the first interview, he did not tell Ziggy that he hauled a bike. He didn't mention it. He didn't mention that motorcycle till the second interview, right? And when that was talked about, he said he was home all day till 5:30, and then he hauled this bike. And I've talked about this bike stuff before, but my issue with it now is that on Ziggy's channel, she's been playing these phone calls with Jensen, and she's pushing this narrative and information to now PI Jensen. And, he posts things on his Facebook as well. And like I noticed after that whole supposedly clearing Fred email bullshit, he posted a picture of Fred and said, Fred's a great guy. Well, now I know why he said that, because on their phone call, he said, oh, yeah, I can do that for you. And that's what he did. He went on his Facebook and said, just from their conversation, not knowing nothing, posted that Fred was a great guy. And then in the comments, he had stated that he had been cleared in Summer's case. Misinformation spread all around. See how that happens. So Ziggy and Fred are constantly saying that Miss Shipley is lying, and that there must have been some creator. I just know there just had to be some creator who reached out to her. Yeah, it was me. Duh. And Fred should know that, because I had Miss Shipley on a live. It's aggravating. It's very, very aggravating. Them too. It really is. Miss Shipley's not lying. Okay. Fred did not pick up that stolen bike from her driveway on the 15th. It was the 13th that it happened. And Ziggy had done the conversation in a video, and so did I. So if you want to see that conversation between Tabitha and Fred, it's on both of our channels. And what I've noticed Ziggy has done is she's twisting those words to make it, because Fred said in that conversation, well, you could be right. It could have been the 13th. Well, it was the 13th, Fred. And my other issue with this bike story in 6 Up is that she said that she spoke to Brandon Clark, and then it started getting in check by Nana and Ellie, and I don't know who else did it. But they started putting it in chat that Fred didn't haul any bikes on the 15th. Well, I've not heard Brandon say that. 6 said that she went down there and she interviewed him, but she's not going to play what they said. So Jody says that Fred came home that night with the bike on the back of his trailer. So Fred did bring a bike home that night. Well, it wasn't a stolen bike. He never said it was. He said he brought Brandon's bike back that night. And I believe that. Until I hear Brandon Clark himself say, Fred didn't haul my bike, then I just can't take it as gospel. But here's the problem with that. If Fred didn't haul the stolen motorcycle on the 15th, when he was at Brandon's trailer, why did he have his trailer with him to haul Brandon's bike back? See where I'm at with that? Because he said, him and Laura said, that they had a hard time loading up that escort that day. And then, of course, they throw in Andy every once in a while. That Andy coming in made him late because they had to move the trailer out of the way or whatnot. I don't believe in that. And since they ran out of time, one of the times he said he took that trailer back down to 207. I don't know if he had the escort on it or not. I don't think he ever got the escort loaded at all. But he said he took the trailer back down to 207 and left out. And then his story goes on to say when he was headed to Glenda's, when he went to Glenda's to use her Wi-Fi and was leaving out, that's when he said he seen this trailer. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. Stolen bike. And in Miss Glenda's interview, Glenda said she did not see Fred that day. He wasn't there. She said they were home all day. They were moving, and she didn't see him. So his timeline goes on from leaving out of Light Holler and taking a right and seeing that bike. But that was not the 15th. So there is a lapse of time missing here. And Miss Ziggy, I don't understand why you are turning in TBI tips over this. I think you guys have turned this in 4 times now. The information has been turned in. Law enforcement has the information. They have everything they need to know. So I don't think that you should be calling Miss Shipley a liar. I think if you want the truth for yourself, I would get a hold of law enforcement. Yeah. I'm gonna find something random. What I had planned on playing was Six Up did a live December 3rd, and her live was on the live that Ziggy and Fred did December 2nd. They had been talking about the private eye, Jason Jensen, how he had just turned in this tip about two brothers. And then that's what made Fred think about two brothers, because he said, gosh, he has said so much. I've been trying to find these bike guys. I've been going through whatever makes sense. Certain people, I send pictures to Tabitha to ask her if, is this him? Is this who was on the bike? Is this who was on the bike? And one in particular, at first she said, holy shit, that's him. And I said, well, why don't you ask Tim and have him make sure he thinks it's him too. And I don't think I got a for sure answer on that. So, which that would be interesting if that particular person is the bike dude. Because there's just so many things, names and things that I remember being said and before from Laura. Laura said that it was Jeff Everly. She said that was Jeff Everly on that bike. That wasn't Jeff Everly on that bike. Why would she say that? But Jeff Everly was at that trailer they went to on the 15th. Supposedly this trailer had Brandon, Jeff, Kayla Matthews. Maybe I shouldn't say names. There's quite a few people that's supposed to be at this trailer. So Fred should have an alibi from the people at the trailer. Other than that, I don't know how the heck he would even get cleared in the case unless he's just told Ellie a different story than he's told you two. I don't. I think that he uses this never seen him again, never seen him since. Is that how he said it? Never seen him before. Talking about the stolen bike guy. He said, I never seen him before, never seen him since. He has said that 2 or 3 times. But here recently, him and Ziggy was talking, and he said he ran into old dude at AutoZone. So which is it? Do you know him? I think you do. I think you know him. I think a lot of things. I think when I hear the name Pat Wilcox, I think a lot of things. I don't know what to say because I can't play these videos if they don't have any sound. Who the hell wants to hear me just go on and on and on? You know what I can do? Let's see. Hit share. That. Okay. I'm sure all of you are aware of the area. This is 110. That's Beach Creek. Where'd it go? That's the Thompsons here. So that's like Hollow Road right there. The stolen bike is in this area. Just right down the road. I'll tell you what. Let me try see if a video plays again. Let me stop sharing it. And forgive me for the disaster of live. You know what really pisses me off? Actually, Miss Ziggy, I was looking for a video today on your channel, and I noticed that you unprivated a video that you did on me that was gross. And I wonder why. And you never really apologized to me about it. You see, Ziggy, yeah, chew gum and walk at the same time. Ziggy contacted me not too long ago. Not contacted me, but she had asked me something. And we just got to talking, really. And it kind of flowed into, I felt like I was listening to her on a live, is how I felt. I don't want to say script, but it was like she was leaving voice messages, and I was listening and just typing, But what I was listening to, I just felt like I was listening to a live. I don't know how else to say it. And like she was talking to me like I know nothing about nothing. And then some things were like, wait a minute. That's my video, or you're getting that wrong, or she would apologize, or she's very protective over Fred. And I don't think she thinks things through. I don't think she listens. And that's one of the biggest things that has convinced me about this whole Andy Fred thing on the road. If you go back to when Andy and Fred were on her panel talking, Andy was talking about the Dobbs situation, and Ziggy knew nothing about it. Absolutely nothing about it. And that's when Andy said he seen Fred was the 14th, the day before, during the whole Dobbs situation. And that's why I believe Andy. There's other things that back it up, but see, Fred won't talk about seeing him on the 14th. So if Fred feels that he seen Andy on the road and he only remembers the one encounter, and there's plenty of documentation of that encounter happening on the 14th, then you got your days mixed up, sir. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I think too many videos, too many lives have been over that. It's nauseating, very nauseating. You know, I don't even want to make videos anymore of this stuff because it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. And to a point, if I keep doing what everybody else is doing, and we keep talking about Summer and these other kids and a rinse and repeat cycle, then I think it's going to end up turning exploitive for me as well. And I don't want to do that. Someone left a nice little comment on was it my last live? Yeah, it was my last live. My fellow creator, Treasury Pimps Exposed, said that I'm too invested in the case. I don't want to misquote your girlfriend. But I thought I did respond to it. I didn't. But I thought that was just really something that you would say to all people that you're, invested into this case. Of all people, you would say that to me when, your best girlfriend, your managing moderator, talks about Ziggy and Fred, quite often. And she's really good friends with a person of interest sister and has really involved herself in some other people's lives. And you say that to me. It just, I think you, TP, I think you got sucked up. I do. And you made a comment about me. Well, I had said I had an issue with her being in Ryan's chat, and I still do, because if you're going to be a misinformation channel and you're going to make these videos on people who you feel grifted in the past, that grift didn't go away. The behavior sure hasn't changed. I mean, that's all I hear is money this and money that, and we're not grifters. If you're not a grifter, you don't have to mention you're not a grifter. That's one of the key things I hear people who I look at as grifters will often tell their audience. I'm not a grifter. I'm not. Puppet masters, yeah, there is quite a few puppet masters. I gotta suck on this candy because my mouth is dry. I apologize. I'm gonna sound like I got marbles in my mouth. And there's so much that I want to talk about, but some things don't need to be shared. Just because I want to doesn't mean they need to be shared. I'm just kind of lost at this point. I don't really know what to do with you guys right now. Not being able to play a video, and my ramblings are not doing a bit of good for me, I'm sure. We could hear. Oh, you could hear my video that I was playing? Hold up. We heard. Oh, no way. Well, how's come I can't hear it? Let me try that again. Because I don't have to, well, I guess I don't have to hear it. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not a comment reader, and I probably should be. Get on there. Where am I? Okay.
This is their house.
I Dad had a couple of them.
Yeah.
So you're telling me right now you can hear this.
Frame.
You can hear this video.
See, the powers are running here.
I
Something.
can put headphones
Oh,
on.
the air
What would that
conditioner's
do, though?
on,
I'm
though.
on my
Look at all
computer.
the
It wasn't on the other day.
Just look at the look at the grass. And Fred tells people that
See, the powers are running here. Something.
I don't think
Oh, the
that
air
would help.
he was stealing
It's on though.
Well,
It
the whole
wasn't on the other
reason,
day.
a fucking
the
mop
whole
hanging
reason
there
in showing
that ain't been used in 20
the particular
fucking years.
video
Something.
that you're watching
Oh, the air conditioner.
See it? See that mop? There ain't even
Was-
a floor.
It's on
Six Up
though.
had shared her
It wasn't on the
experience
other
going
day.
to Tennessee. And she went on Fred's property. And I felt a certain way about that. I really did.
Go, guys. Oh my
Being-
fucking god. And people believe.
Being in the position that she's in,
Yeah, she been here. The monitor's gone.
reviewing,
She's got her shit out of here too.
you know,
Yeah,
you've
there's no
got
shit
Summer
in there.
Wells
You
is
can tell Laura's
missing.
been
And
packing.
you've got the person
Look at that.
of
She got
Here, let's see if there's any.
interest in the case.
She's had the dogs in there.
And then you've
Yeah,
got
there's
his
a fucking needle
wife is
laying
your
right on the fucking ground.
arch enemy,
Oh my god.
nemesis, whatever.
Well, I wonder if we can get Mom stuff.
And then
There's
you
a
go
can. This is
Is your light on?
after, you know, a little bit of
you
court
know
things
what?
have been done
This is
about
actually
protective orders. I just would not do that. I would not
laying
go
right by the
Stuff's in the fridge.
to
Here,
that
here it is. That's why she's got the air on
and
here.
videotape
look at that. Oh my
and show
god.
the world.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
And
And
probably get this
that was the whole
gate
purpose of showing that
undone.
one. Like I said, if you want to see the whole thing, wait, this one's different.
I
This
am.
one was actually Karen showing the inside. I gotta take that back. This one was not Six Up. That one was Karen's video she shared on Six Up's channel. But Six Up also shared footage of when she went. And I guess Jody was in her chat there for a little while. And she said that she had the wrong road because Six said she was on Fields Road. And Jody said, no, you weren't. Hold on. I gotta quit sharing. I quit sharing because I don't want to show my playlist. Because lately I've been in some pretty crazy moods, and when it comes to putting titles on my videos, I haven't been nice. I tell you what. Let me find that one. History. While I'm looking for this, give me feedback on this. From what I just said to you guys about the stolen bike, hopefully you got a grasp on what I was saying. Tell me how you feel about knowing that, is it a big deal or not, that Fred hauled a bike for someone on the 13th of June, but he is claiming that he hauled it on the 15th of June. So he uses that gap of space in his timeline. And, you know, he is now a part of our community. Him and his wife have, what's that word? What's that word when you make money off somebody? What's that word? He has said a lot of crazy things that people have debunked. What do you think about that? That's what I want to know. Is it worth pursuing and trying to get more truth out of? Or is it just well, you know, it's Fred. He probably did haul it on 13th. It don't matter. You look at it like that? Because Summer got home that day around 3:30. And by what I've heard about Marlena, I think Candace may have been making phone calls by 4:30 that she couldn't find Summer. So is it important that everybody in the area, you know, isn't their stories important? What they did, their timeline? Not later history. Oh boy. Here is I'm just gonna play the beginning of this. I'm not gonna let it bother me. I had done a live on this when it happened. It wrecked me. And I probably shouldn't admit that because that's probably why she did it, to hurt me. But Ziggy had done a reading on me and tried doxing me. And it's actually quite comical because the information that she talks about, I know the girl. She lives, well, in a different county than me, but we know the same people. So I know who she was talking about. It's not funny because actually she had lost her son too. Her son died in a car accident. So she was saying names and information about this other girl. But the information that she was talking about me, her or one of her subs must have heard me talk about it. Because I've never told anyone on YouTube. what she had said. Hold on here. And she's never apologized for it. And here I see it's back up. She had deleted it. So it must have been when she brought all her videos back, which I vouch for that shit. I said that she should be able to bring her videos back. Well, I guess I got what I asked for. So this one, it's about me. Since she wants people to know all about me, I will give you the information. Just shut up. Here. July 19th, 2025. That's when she did it. Now, how's come I'm not sharing that shit? And I'll tell you what, man. Here, try that time.
She has so many last names.
It's
Like
throwing me for a loop
I've
'cause I can't hear
counted
nothing.
6 different last names so far, and I'm still counting. So that's at least 5 ex-husbands. Every single divorce that you look up on her that she's had that you can find records on, she claims abuse and neglect.
I mean, I guess I could hear it. I could turn my tablet up, and that might. Don't that
at least
cause
2
interference,
paternity
though,
test
if you
records that are out there where she tests
play-
multiple men. Like, I'm talking about like 4 or 5 different
grief, you
men
guys,
for
I'm a
one
mess.
child. She has charges for drugs and also
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there you go. If you want to hear that beautiful little, no, Ziggy Pop, Ziggy Man, no psychic in the world, unless they suck, would do that to anyone. It was just very it was very Here, I'll show you who I am. For Mr. Ryan Finds Truth, who wants to say that he met me. I have never met you in my life, Mr. Ryan. Liar.
for
He
theft.
even said I seem like a
she-
nice person. I've never met him in my life. I made one video on purpose, and I showed my face. Which I've been on a panel a few times with my face, so I don't know why people make a big deal about that either. Oh, here it goes. Here it is. Here. This is me. I don't. And this one I was actually talking about motorcycles. And they say they came out of hiding because a big event came out. I don't know if it was that Summer's been missing for years, or if it was that this Jason Jensen guy came out. All right, tell me, can you still hear this? He's a PI from Utah, but he is advertising that he got a space in Washington. But then he posted that because of Summer Wells' case, I did something and it turned off. I got tappy happy. Turns in the tip that he got. He puts it on Facebook, and the tip was something to the effect that I know what you did. Turn your brother in. So then Fred starts telling the story that we've never heard before. That apparently on the 15th, when Summer disappeared, you know, he's got this bike story that he has told in different ways. Okay, that back. Let me take that. His times and what he did before or after has changed. You know, he's in the beginning he didn't mention the bike story, and then the bike story came in. You know, he left at 3, he left at 3:30, he left at 4:30. They went to the store, they went to Glenda Head's house to use her Wi-Fi, and then they went and picked up this bike from this guy in Sullivan, and you know, he made it sound like they went to a different county. Well, the Sullivan line is right up the road from Ben Hill and Beach Creek. So he says he goes and he picks up this bike from Bill Shipley's house. And I'll let him explain what he did. My issue with it is that he has not ever told this story before. And I had already been talking to someone about this whole bike situation. I thought it was kind of froggy. And I won't give my opinion. I should, but I won't. I think it was Storm. Fred always inserts himself in the story. So I think this is a good maybe segue to play some clips of what he had said before about the bike, and maybe bring some things maybe to Ziggy's attention, and maybe she will start seeing what I see. Okay, because Fred has specifically said, I never seen this guy before, and I haven't seen him since.
Oh, you never, it wasn't on the
No,
trailer.
because I used the same trailer to haul that motorcycle on when I went to the end of the creek and stuff, and I had to come back and get the trailer to take his motorcycle to West Side Inn, and I don't know who that guy was. I never met him before. Never seen him since. When I went to the end of the
Okay, this isn't gonna work. So I'm reading the comments. My computer seized up is what happened, because I can't, you know, like when you tap something and it highlights everything, that's what it's done. And I'm not gonna be able to do it that way either. I'm just listening to it on a different device because it's off. So we'll do this at a different time. But TPE, I'm reading your comments. Yeah, I'll text you later. Somebody asked me who Ziggy was speaking on. She was speaking on me. She was talking about me, and she was talking about my son who took his life back in 2021. And that's the gross part of it, Ziggy. That's why so many people have issues with you, girlfriend. You go over, you step over boundaries. And then you put things out as fact, or you put things out like you were there. And that's, I don't care who your husband is. Fred's experience is his experience. And he has been debunked in a lot of things. And I think once all this is said and done, it's going to be really something how this turns out with you and Fred. I really do. It's, I clipped Ziggy. It's probably been a couple years ago. I clipped her saying, "This is all in vain. This was all in vain." And I felt like she was talking about having Fred in her life. And the way that it happened, you know, with you having, oh boy, with you having a child in your home and you not knowing Fred the way that you should have before you married him and then let him move in with you and your daughter was really something else. And it's just my opinion, and it is the opinion of a lot of other people, that you're using Fred and Fred's using you. All over a missing little girl. Summer's the center of all of this. And there's been so much drama and misinformation spoke about. And that's why I have really opened my eyes to the possibility, not because it's obvious, but, you know, for the most part, a lot of people do say it's the parents, it's the parents. Why? Why do we think it's the parents? We weren't there. Do we say that because they just seem guilty? Because that sure don't make someone guilty. It don't. So anyway, what I was saying was, I don't know what I was saying. Let me just finish this video out, because at the end, there's actually something that had come up with Fred talking about this whole Andy in the pool with Summer. Now, I've seen people, and I think Discovering, she's one of my mods, I think she's someone who said she's seen that picture in the beginning. And I've seen other people say there was a picture of Damien in the pool with Summer. Where was that picture at? I mean, how's come out of all these creators or subs, it disappeared. No one has this picture. That's why I have a really hard time believing that this picture existed. It's not that I don't believe you or anyone else. It just seems like if there was a picture of Damien in a pool with Summer, you know that picture would be somewhere. Right? Right? Oh, I keep hitting wrong shit. How is that possible? If I clipped the same guy was the informant that set him up on the charges that put him in jail.
Oh, who did Fred help with that was broke down on a motorcycle? that day? That summer. There was
Jeff
this-
Everly. It was Jeff Everly.
Oh, sorry. I probably have my
Everly?
mic
It
on.
was. Yes.
You're
Jeff
probably hearing all
Everly?
kinds of crazy shit, aren't
Yes,
you?
he was broke
Yeah.
down on a motorcycle at the end of the road, but he's not a bad person. He didn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so
I
down
know
at the,
Jeff very well.
right.
So how did you not see him before or see him after? It doesn't line up. It doesn't add up. None of it does.
So one of his sisters just said Fred got his motion of discovery, and Fred said that Jeff Everly and Pat Wilcox were the ones that bought from him. He also did a polygraph. Oh my
Well,
God,
that's
can you
great.
send me a copy of it, please? Oh yeah, the polygraph was done about Summer, guys, because that's what he was talking about. Do you think, how do you think that situation happened about him talking to the law enforcement when he was in jail? Do you think that he asked to speak with them, or do you think that they came to him?
They come to him because they came to me.
They did come to you too?
Yes, they did.
Holy crap, you didn't tell me this.
I don't tell all my secrets.
What they want to know.
Just if I know anything about Cotton Simpson.
So they started asking you about Cotton, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Just ask me about what Fred was saying.
So you guys follow him to see because you thought
Because he kept acting worried about getting robbed for some reason. That's what we was more concerned about at the time, because he kept letting on, like, with all that money on him and stuff, he was worried about getting robbed. He was wanting to get back home.
So did he know you guys were following him?
No.
Just being nosy?
Yeah.
And then you followed him to that.
We went to top of the mountain there at Mountain View and turned, but from Mountain View on, I'm trying to think, what is that, Big Mountain or Mountain Trail or something that he pulled onto and back into the church.
Cotton Simpson.
And that's where his vehicle was found the next day and stuff.
Wow.
And I told him that I didn't know. All I noticed that it came by, that Cotton came by, and they talked, and I went back in the house.
And that was
And
just
that's all I know.
and that was back in like February, wouldn't it have been? Because I think he passed in February.
On February the 14th.
Again, Fred's stories always change. They always have. Either the stories change or he lies. It's... How do you not see this? How do you not see it?
So you guys remember that incident that Fred talked about when he was coming out of the holler and there was a guy broke down on a motorcycle, like a moped motorcycle or whatever?
It's a Harley Davidson.
Oh, see, I get it all fucking wrong, dude.
Yeah, he was broke down right before we get to not Mount Carmel Church, but Psalmist Temple Church. And I stopped to help him, or asked if he needed help, and that's when he was asking for a relay, and I didn't have a relay or nothing.
With a relay.
It's hard to explain.
Okay. Okay, I was just asking just so in case people.
But anyway, I actually went back and hooked the trailer up and hauled the bike to West Side Inn for him. And his bike had been stolen, and he had found it on the creek on the 15th around Ben Hill somewhere, but I don't know exactly where. And
Yeah.
yes, he does have a brother, because he spoke about his brother, because he talked about trying to get a hold of his brother and his dad to come and get it, but he didn't have no cell service.
Unfortunately, the West Side Inn is no longer around, so if they had any surveillance or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to law enforcement about this bike and stuff and the situation.
All right, Twister. Not Twister, but Killer. Actually, both of you. What are you saying here? There's another one with FEE. Fred. Fred's sitting in a lounge chair beside the pool. Damien was standing and Summer was swimming. So Killer looks. You are saying that you've seen a picture, 2 pictures, maybe 3, of Damien in the pool this summer. That's what you're saying. Do you have this picture? And if you have it, will you post it? Twister. Jody Sue talked about how fast hot water would dry on the road. I can't say she did or did not say it. I can say I did not hear her say that. And I listen to Jody all the time. You guys talking about Fred recording Good God. That's another whole ass story. I've got my opinions on that. Let me finish this video real quick and we'll do some more chatting here.
On the 15th, the night of the 15th, when they was talking, asking me about anything suspicious in the area or anything.
Was the bike blue?
No, it wasn't blue.
Do you remember what color it was?
It had a rattlesnake skin seat, and the tank was looked like rattlesnake skin over the tank too.
So this guy, basically this person was broken down with on his Harley, and there was somebody pulled over behind him, trying to help him. It was a gold
Lexus.
Gold Lexus. You guys remember? Don said a yellow vehicle was speeding out.
Yeah.
But this was a vehicle or a gold vehicle that was pulled up behind it trying to help, a Lexus.
Supposedly the one that he had rode with to the creek to try to find the bike.
So he knew who the person in the Lexus was?
Yeah.
And Fred stopped to help them. And Fred you never seen this guy before?
No, I ain't never known before.
And he put the
I was trying to be this polite and helping.
Yeah.
A good Samaritan.
Oh, who did Fred help with that was broke down on a motorcycle that day, that summer? There was
Jess Everly. It was Jess Everly.
Because you get broke down on the creek like that, nobody will stop and help you usually. Even if they know you, they'll just grow along by.
And this happened at 4:15 p.m.
Oh, one of his sisters just said Fred got his motion of discovery, and Fred said that Jeff Everly and Pat Wilcox were the ones that bought from him
on that day, and that's kind of an important time. I never really thought much of that situation.
I
but,
didn't either. And the reason I went up there today, I seen Damien in the pool. I rode up there to see if Don might have a gallon of gas or something I could use or borrow to make sure I made it on the town to the gas station. That's the only reason I went up there then.
Son Andrew was in it with him one evening. I stopped down there because I got an old junk truck off of him, and I'd stopped down there to tell him I was going to get it, and he was in a swimming pool with her then, just to him and her.
If you are boys to make sure I made it on the town to the gas station.
The truth. This puppet show stays on because of you.
I stopped down because I got an old junk truck off of him.
We've been dancing with the
I'd stopped down there
devil way too long.
to tell him I was going to get it, and
I know it's
he was in a
hard
swimming pool with her
to
then, just to him and her.
The boys to make sure I made it on the town to the gas station.
the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you.
Okay. So see there, Fred had said 2 different things and that's what he was mentioning in this one of these lives that they were talking about. He said, well, that's what I thought I was up there for. I was up there getting gas. And then a previous time he had mentioned about the truck. And he does that often. So you never know what to believe from Fred. Is Fred's words important? I don't know. I've always thought to myself, only because Fred's the one who said that, you know, he was out and about that day, in and out, up and down the road, that he could potentially have had seen something. But because his days are mixed up, what he may have seen, he's not thinking it was of importance because of his days mixed up. And I don't understand why, Jody, you won't tell us what time he left the holler. I mean, maybe you're holding on to it because it's, you know, law enforcement stuff, but it would clear up a lot, I think, if we could just lay it down. What time did you hear Fred leave? So I'm effing pathetic. What's effing pathetic, Jody? All of it's effing pathetic, I agree. So it doesn't matter what you say. All of it's pathetic. This live is pathetic. But we're just going with it. What? You know, it's like I don't even know what it's like. Like we're all familiar with each other, but we don't know each other in real life. But we get on this fucking app and we talk to each other like we know each other. Half of us hate each other, half of us get along. It's just the wildest thing ever. And there's really nothing funny about it. I should probably quit laughing. It's, you know, but like I see the mixed comments about this poll. Some people say they seen it, and some people are like, well, yeah, I seen it, but I'm not sure it was Damien. You know, post that picture. If you got that picture, post it. And I agree. How'd you put that? If it oh, excuse me, I'm looking. Yeah, proof for it didn't happen. Proof for it didn't happen. I agree with that. Proof for it didn't happen. That's how it kind of should be, you know. Opinion is one thing. If you want to put out your opinion and state it, hey, this is my opinion, this is how I see things, but it happens way too often. And that's how information gets passed along. You hear it from someone that you think you should trust, and then you go to another chat or you talk to another person and you tell them what you've seen or heard as fact, and then they spread it, and you know, and then here we are with no proof, but you know, it's a pretty nasty allegation. Maybe nasty is not the word, because for one, let me say this: if Jody's son was in a pool with Summer, that absolutely means nothing. It means nothing. It really doesn't. But I could see how people can construe that as something. And that's probably why it's been an ongoing rumor, you know. Smiley showed pics, huh? This was in the first year. I'll look for that. I haven't listened to Smiley in a very long time. I haven't listened to a lot of people in a very long time. People don't lie unless they have something to hide. Treasure pimps exposed. Also, there's so many things that just aren't our business, but we almost expect that it's our right to know. It's not our right, especially in an unsolved, still active case. And I agree. And that's why I stumble on the things that I want to talk about that it's not really necessary that I talk about. It's really not. But when I see things such as, I brought this up in my last live, when I see Fred's sister putting in chat, I know what you did to mom, or Fred, I know what you did June 15th, or hey Fred, what about that van that you have that was on Ben Hill the 15th? Those are the things that I want to talk about. But then I have this little circle of people that come at me because you guys have formed a friendship and you feel like you have to stick up for one another, when all I want to do is just talk about why certain things are being said that involve the 15th. Like my conversation with Steve Miller. I'm not going to share my conversation with him. Now, I might tell you what was said about the bike. I don't think that's overstepping privacy boundaries. But I would like to know the truth. And on the other hand of what I say I stand for is misinformation and trying to clear it up. When I hear Sex Up going full blast on, put a name on it, she's talking about when she was, which is a live that I was going to play tonight, which I'm not going to try to commentate on a live that I can't hear through another device. I'm just going to have to do it a different day. But she lied. She straight lied. And she never fixed it. And I have issues with that. She jumped the gun on that. When Ziggy and Fred turned in that TBI tip about the stolen bike for the 4th time, Brandon Clark had people at his house knocking on his door looking for him. So it was a timing issue. Brandon thought that Ziggy and Fred snitched him out, and it had nothing to do with that. They really did turn in a tip about Summer, and it was about the stolen bike. But Six got it confused, and she didn't know what she was talking about, and she even said that during live. I'm confused. Gavel, can you help me? But Gavel didn't clear anything up. She didn't say, because I know Gavel knows this case very well. She didn't straighten it out and say, hey, they're talking about the first bike, the stolen bike, not Brandon's bike. It just, it was, I don't know. What's the difference in the two? I'm at a point where from everything that I've researched and all the people that I've talked to and all the things that I've discovered and have questions about, I don't think they belong in videos. They belong to law enforcement. That's where I'm at with things. Maybe some of the things that I have stumbled upon is helpful, maybe not. I can say Ryan finds truth is a grifter all day long and he's a liar. But, you know, is that going to stop people from believing every word he says? No. So then what's my purpose? Right. And I still do have a big issue with Ryan. He crossed lines when he said what he said, when he did what he did. He was, you know, TPE, if you could look at things this way, you know, I was watching this particular live today, and Ryan specifically said to you that he respects you and he wants you to keep him honest. But when I do it, which I did, and I called Ryan out because he put in his description that he was asking for super chats. He said he was going to interview Roddy Miller. It never happened. He turned that whole live into a bash on me on information that he had no clue about. He said he had met me, whatever. So why is it different? Why is it to this person, please keep me honest. I want to align with the tragedy pimp exposure channels. No. It's beyond that. That is part of what happens in the background with all these channels. And I'm sorry that you don't see it that way, but it is. I'll just leave it at that. I'm gonna look through the comments and see if there's anything. There's a lot of comments, and I'm really sorry I didn't respond to hardly any of them. But I am going to read them. I am interested in what you have to say. It's just, you know, we can change this place if we're going to continue to come on here and watch each other and talk. We'll change today. It doesn't have to be like this. We don't have to bash each other. You know, I'll never understand why there's so many channels that make content on Jody. For what? If you don't like the woman, you don't like the woman. But I think that I'd watch myself on that one. You know. There is such things as defamation. Oh. Talking about a lot of stuff. Alright. So I'm gonna turn this live off because of the whole computer thing. I'm gonna read these comments. If you got that picture, post it. Or I'm on Facebook. Send it to me. I'd like for that rumor to stop. I'd like for all rumors to stop. Honestly. I'd like for the bashing to stop. You know, mental health runs wild on this app. You don't have to be so ugly towards each other. Mental illness. Words hurt. You know, what if... I mean, how would you feel if you found out someone took their life because of something said about them? They just took it the wrong way, and, you know, I mean, how would you feel? I don't know, guys. I'll tell you what, I will play a song and you guys can chat with each other, and then I'm gonna hit end. Thanks for putting up with me, putting up with my disaster of a life. Jody, please don't tell me to fuck off or fuck myself. Like, I know, lady, I understand that you don't like me. I get it. You've made it quite clear. Hurts my feelings when you tell me stuff like that. It really does. Why are you so obsessed with me? Mm-hmm. There it is. There it is. Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Ought to be. The gun makes sure you live long enough to get there. That's how I was raised. Both hands. Daddy left on a Thursday, took the truck and took the light out of everything that followed every subsequent night. 7 years old, standing at the window watching right up until the tail lights disappeared from sight. Mama didn't break, didn't crumble, didn't fight. Just picked up a Bible, held it to her chest real tight. Said, baby, some men ain't built for staying, that's alright. Guys got a plan, even when the plan don't look right. She believed it too, that's the thing that hits me bright. Every time I think about the woman and I fight to keep us fed, to keep the porch light burning white, against the dark, against the cold, against the night. Peppy showed up Saturday, the week the daddy went. Didn't say a word about it, didn't ask a bend himself around the subject, just showed up and meant to stay and stay. He did through every subsequent year of growing up, through every storm and then the world putting us through the money that got spent before it should have, through the letters that got sent back unopened, through the silence that got lent, to every unanswered question, every ferment of anger that a little girl who fell cement, heavy with abandonment and heaven sent, nothing but a grandfather who stayed in minute. Mama's Bible kept me reaching for the light. Mama's Bible getting me through every night. Hey, Pappy's gun taught me how to stand my ground. Pappy's gun, best protection I have found. Two things that they gave me that I carry every day. Mama's Bible, Pappy's gun, that's how I found my way. Soft enough to love you, strong enough to fight. Mama's Bible, Pappy's gun that raised me right. Pappy cleaned that gun on Saturday like clockwork every week. Sat me down beside him, let me watch him, let me speak whatever was on my mind that week, whatever kind of creek I gotten in to let me talk while he would see. The perfect clean of every chamber, every sleep, and oil surface, every mechanism you need. To the protection of a woman who would peak at 7 years of wondering would anything else leak. Got him in the way that daddy's leaving, did that bleak. Thursday morning, Pappy looked at me and took a peek into my eyes and said, baby, you're not weak, you're exactly strong enough for everything you see.
Mama never preached at me, just lived the thing she read. Every Sunday morning, Bible open on the bed. Before she went to work, before she broke the bread, of double shifts and overtime, and kept us fed. She'd underline the verses that applied to what her head looked like for a woman, raising daughters in the stead of a man who chose the road she never filled with dread. Our mornings just with faith and with the things she said every night before we slept beside our bed. Baby, God don't make mistakes, even when instead of answers all you get is silence. Go ahead and trust the quiet, cause the quiet ain't the end.
Mama's Bible kept me reaching for the light. Mama's Bible getting me through every night.
Pappy's gun taught me how to stand my ground. Pappy's gun, best protection I have found. Two things that they gave me that I carry every day.
Mama's Bible, Pappy's gun, that's how I found my way.
Soft enough to love you, strong enough to fight. Mama's Bible, Pappy's gun that raised me right. Now I carry both of them wherever I go. Mama's faith lives in the quiet things I know, about the grace required just to keep the show of living going when the cold winds blow. And Pappy's gun lives in the way I stand my ground, in the brass knuckles, in the silence, in the sound of my voice, in every room without a crown or permission from a single soul around. Tennessee gave me the Bible and the gun. Colorado showed me what I had become. From everything that gave me every single one of the lessons and the love when all is done. I'm Mama's Bible and I'm Pappy's gun, both things at once. until my road is run. Pappy's gone now, but his gun lives in my cannon. Mama's faith lives in the porch like she keeps on. Every night in Tennessee I carry on, with both of them inside me, never gone. Never far enough to feel like I'm alone. On any ghost road, any midnight, any phone call, I make the voicemails no one's known to answer anymore. I carry home in Pappy's flannel in my bed. I've sewn together everything that gave me everything I've grown into from the seeds that they have sown. Mama's Bible, Pappy's gun, that's all I've ever known. Mama's Bible kept me reaching for the light. Mama's Bible getting me through every night. Hey, hey, hey. Pappy's gun taught me how to stand my ground. Pappy's gun.
It reached for noise between the notes. Small mistakes like little boats. A crooked melody, a trembling bend. And suddenly the track could mend. And da 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 da.
There we go. Okay. Good night.